Hello lovelies, welcome and welcome back again to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you that very simple easy step to make your homemade croissant. This is a very simple and easy recipe that anyone can make, but the outcome is super flaky, very airy, soft on the inside, is buttery and is delicious. Alright, so keep watching. Please do not forget to like the video, subscribe, and please do not forget to share. Alright, so to start with, in a large mixing bowl, I'm going to sift in my flour. And for the recipe, I'm using all-purpose flour. So if you have bread flour, you can also use this. And into that flour, I've gone in with some sugar, a pinch of salt, and my instant yeast. I'm going to mix this well to combine. And if you're going to be using active dry yeast, you will have to activate the yeast before adding the dry ingredient or before adding it to your dry ingredient. And for this recipe, we are going to be using cold water. So I've added my extremely cold water to the dry ingredient, and now I will mix that to form a dough. And once this has come together just like this, I'm going to go in with my soft butter. And you can also use margarine if you don't have butter. So I've gone in with the butter and then I'll mix that in. Now sprinkle some flour on the work surface and transfer the dough to your work surface. And we are going to knead this for about 20 minutes. We want the dough to come out super smooth, very elastic, and perfect. So you're gonna need this for about 20 minutes, and if you do not have the strength all the time to knead this for 20 minutes, you can go for 15 minutes. And just make sure this is elastic and perfectly smooth. And once we have achieved that perfect smooth dough, I'm gonna smooth that and fold or roll that into a smooth ball shape, and I'll sprinkle with some flour and make sure to smooth this nicely. And for this recipe, we are not going to wait for the dough. So right away, once you're done with this very step, we are going to cut the dough. And for this very step, you want to grab your scale, and that is if you want everything to come out, equal, if you want them to come out equal. So I'm going for 55 grams of this. So we're just going to cut the dough into the small sizes, and then you can go for big sizes if that's what you want. So just go ahead and cut, then measure the dough and roll into a very smooth ball shape, just like this. And you want to flour your hand slightly because we don't want this to stick. And also where you're going to place the dough, make sure to slightly flour the surface before placing the dough, or just rub the dough with some flour and then transfer to wherever you want to place them, and then cover this with a plastic wrap and allow it rest for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, you want to grab each ball and then roll this out. And this is exactly what we are going for, and try to stretch it a little just like this. And at this point, I have my room temperature soft butter, and I'm not using margarine for this part. I'm using a very flavorful butter, and this is unsalted butter as well. And you want to also measure the butter, and I'm going for 8 to 9 grams of butter for each dough. All right, so once you cut that butter, just spread it, add it to the flattened dough, and I'll spread it nicely on every part of the dough. And we are going to roll this. Just go ahead and fold this just like you're seeing right now on your screen. So you can go for 5 or 6 foldings just like this, and at the end just wrap it up like this, and that's it. This is exactly what we're doing. And once you're done, go ahead and transfer to a tray or a bowl or whatever you're going to place this in, because we are going to put this in the freezer after everything. So we're going to put this in the freezer because we need that butter to freeze up with the dough. So for this reason, you want to grab yourself something you know that can fit into your freezer. Alright, so I'm going to repeat this very step. All you need to do is grab one of the dough, flatten into this very flat shape you're seeing right now on your screen, and then cut about 8 to 9 grams of soft butter, and make sure the butter is room temperature soft butter. Do not melt it in the microwave or with warm water. Just make sure it's at room temperature soft butter. Spread it on the dough and then fold into this very shape. And once you're done, transfer to whatever you know that can fit into your freezer. Now we are going to cover this with a plastic wrap, and once I'm done, I will put this in my freezer to rest for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, you can see they're all cold and a little bit frozen. And I'm going to grab each of these and then we are going to flatten again. So it's a very simple step, a very easy step. You might be looking at it as a very difficult something or something that is a bit too long, but this is a very easy step for you to make that perfect homemade croissant for beginners. So once you flatten this, you want to grab the flattened dough and stretch it a little bit just like this, and then roll out again, and make sure you are not, you are not pressuring the rolling. Make sure you're not pressuring the rolling out. So just gently place your rolling pin and then roll that out. And once we are done rolling out this dough, you can see what I'm doing right now on the screen. After rolling out the dough just like this, you want to grab the two end at the two edge at the end part and give it a stretch, a little bit stretch, because we just need the both sides to be a little bit long to have this long thin at the end, just like this on the side. So, and then go ahead and fold this gently into this very shape, just like this, and go ahead and repeat this. Once you grab this dough, just gently press it down first with the rolling pin, because this is cold and it's a little bit, frozen, not frozen, but a little bit stiff. You want to, gently press that before you start rolling. And once you have rolled that out a little, just go ahead and give it a bit stretch. Just give it a stretch, and then grab the two edges at the end part, and now go ahead and fold, then roll this into this very shape. And this is as easy as this. Is very easy, and this is another way for you to make croissant as a beginner, and it's super easy. And once we are done, we're going to transfer to a tray or whatever, and then cover with a plastic wrap again, and then put this in the fridge or in the freezer. If you're going to be putting this in the freezer, just let it stay for 15 minutes. And if you're going to put this in the fridge, let it stay for like 30 minutes. And then after 15 minutes in the freezer, just take it out, and now go ahead and grab a small knife and give that a cut, just like this. And that's because we want to have a little bit design, kind of a cut design on the croissant. And that's the reason for this cut. So I'm just going to give that a cut. And once we are done, we will transfer to a baking tray lined with a parchment paper, and then allow this to sit at room temperature, or you can preheat your oven to let this double in size for about 30 to 40 minutes. And after 40 minutes, we are going to make some egg wash. And to make this egg wash, you need just the egg yolk and a little bit of milk. Mix these two together, and we are going to brush this on the dough. And this is it. They have doubled in size and they have doubled nicely, and mine looks a bit crowded. And if you're going to be doing yours, make sure you don't overcrowd the baking tray like mine, so give them space to breathe. All right, so brush them with the egg wash, and at this point you want to make sure your oven is preheated. And I've preheated my oven to 180, so I'm going to transfer this to my preheated oven, bake at 180 for 20 to 25 minutes. So if you want this to come out very soft, just like this, not too flaky on the outside, bake for 20 to 22 minutes. But if you want them to come out just like this, very flaky, then go ahead and bake for 25 minutes. So the first tray was baked at 180 for 20 minutes, and this second tray I baked for 25 minutes at 180. And this is because not everyone will like to have this extra flaky croissant. So for those that do not love it flaky like this, they can go ahead and have the soft one, and the flaky lovers can go for the flaky ones. All right, so this is it, and you can see how soft and empty this is on the inside, but the outside is super flaky, very buttery, and it's delicious. Alright guys, so this is it, and I hope you enjoy this simple recipe on how to make your own croissant at home as a beginner. So if you enjoy, please do not forget to like this video, subscribe, don't forget to leave me a comment, and please don't forget to share. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Enjoy.